I love to work on difficult poses, and I love for students to learn new and difficult poses for many reasons. The first reason isn't just to do a new hard pose. It's not so we can say, yes, I've done this hard pose, look at me. Because the happiness that we get from that is very temporary, right? It's like the happiness that we get from a bonus. It's nice, but it goes away, and we just want another bonus. It's a very conditional happiness. So the main reason that I like to experiment with new, more difficult poses from time to time is to watch what arises inside when we do something that's new and unfamiliar, right? Because any time we do something that is outside of our habits, who we are shows up. And one of the first things that I learned about myself doing yoga was how reactionary and impatient and judgmental I was. I never really knew. I didn't know. I didn't know how reactionary I was until I watched it happen on the sticky. I watched myself say, nah, I can't do that pose. Or that pose isn't for me. And then I would get all sorts of self-doubt and frustration. And then finally I realized all I have to do is practice and use this as a tool to uncover those aspects of myself. And then when I get to see myself a little bit more clearly, I can work on it. I can be honest and say, wow, sometimes I am really impatient and frustrated and reactionary. How can I relax? How can I relate to this difficult thing better? The other thing that is really fun about teaching more difficult and complex poses is really what it is it's teaching people to not get overwhelmed and to problem solve skillfully and step by step. And when people see a hard, beautiful pose, a lot of times they either want it and work too hard, or they shut down. And they protect themselves from being overly exposed. And instead of doing either of those things, you can stop and say, well, what is my arm doing? What's my shoulder doing? What's my spine doing? What's my hip doing? How can I just slowly learn to do all of these movements and put them together? And then start to learn over time, oh, I don't have to be overwhelmed when something's difficult. I just have to move slowly and skillfully and step by step. It's like if you wanted to teach me Japanese, you couldn't just say the hardest, longest, most complicated words and then expect me to follow along. You'd have to break it down into really small little pieces, have me repeat those small pieces, and then put them together over time. It's the same thing with a hard pose. I can't just expect you to do a hard pose. I have to teach you in small little steps. And when we do this, we start to overcome a lot of obstacles, and we get more skillful at dealing with difficult things.